Hello, you're watching Movie Snapshot Scenes, and this is the summary of Pulp Fiction. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It starts in a diner. Two small-time crooks, Honey Bunny and Pumpkin, sit across from each other at breakfast. They're not in love with the food, they're in love with the thrill. They talk about life, crime, and the stupidity of robbing liquor stores. Too risky. Too many heroes with guns. But a diner? That's perfect. Nobody expects it. So, they kiss, draw their guns, and stick up the place. But that's just one thread in the strange, twisted tapestry that is Pulp Fiction. Jump to two men in black suits, Vincent Vega and Jules Winnfield. Hitmen. Cool, talkative, deadly. They drive through LA, arguing about foot massages, European fast food, and cultural differences. It's casual, but they're on their way to kill someone. They arrive at an apartment. Inside, a group of young amateurs tried to rip off their boss, Marcellus Wallace. That was a mistake. Jules speaks like a preacher before he executes them, quoting Bible verses with righteous fury. Vincent handles things calmly, just business. Suddenly, one of the kids bursts from the bathroom, firing wildly. He misses every shot. Vincent and Jules look at each other, amazed. We should be dead. Jules sees it as a miracle. Vincent shrugs it off. They finish the job and leave with one of the men, Marvin, in tow. But on the drive, Vincent accidentally shoots Marvin in the face. Blood everywhere. Chaos. Now they need help. Enter the wolf, a fixer, calm under pressure, crisp in a tux. He tells them what to do, how to clean up, how to survive the day without getting arrested, and just like that, the mess is gone. Jules decides it's a sign. He wants out. Out of the game. Out of the killing. He's seen too much. Vincent mocks him, but Jules stands firm. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd. Meanwhile, the diner robbery we saw earlier, it collides with Vincent and Jules's morning. Guns drawn, tension high. But Jules spares them. Another act of mercy in a life soaked with blood. Because in the world of Pulp Fiction, stories don't follow order. They collide, explode, and somehow they stick. Vincent Vega has a job. Not the usual kind with guns and blood, but something far trickier. He's been asked by his boss, Marcellus Wallace, to take his wife Mia out for the night while Marcellus is out of town. Simple, respectful, no funny business. Vincent is nervous though. Everyone in the underworld knows the story. A guy gave Mia a foot massage once and ended up getting thrown off a balcony. True or not, the message is clear. Don't mess with the boss's girl. He prepares himself with a hit of heroin from his dealer, Lance. Smooth, pure, perfect. Just enough to relax. He picks up Mia from the Wallace mansion, where cameras watch his every move. Mia is sharp, stunning, mysterious. She speaks like a movie star, moves like a dancer, and owns every moment with smoky confidence. They drive to Jackrabbit Slim's, a retro 1950s themed restaurant where waiters dress like Elvis and Marilyn. It's absurd and perfect. Over burgers and milkshakes, they trade stories. Vincent loosens up. Mia leans in. There's tension, chemistry, but also boundaries. Then comes the twist contest. The music kicks in, all eyes on them. Vincent and Mia take the floor and dance. Loose, goofy, cool. It's playful, iconic. For a moment, it's not about crime or danger. It's just fun. They win the contest and return to Mia's house. But the night takes a deadly turn. While Vincent's in the bathroom, giving himself a pep talk to keep things platonic, Mia finds his heroin in his coat pocket. Thinking it's cocaine, she snorts a massive line and overdoses instantly. Vincent finds her collapsed, foaming at the mouth. Panic. He races to Lance's house in the middle of the night. Chaos ensues. Yelling, confusion, desperation. There's no time to call an ambulance. They prepare a syringe of adrenaline. Vincent plunges the needle straight into Mia's heart. She jolts back to life with a gasp. Breathing. Alive. The moment passes. She's safe. But the silence afterward is louder than the overdose. They agree. No, one can ever know what happened. Because in their world, a mistake like that doesn't just ruin reputations, it gets people killed. Butch Coolidge is a fighter, not just in the ring, but in life. A grizzled boxer past his prime, he's approached by Marcellus Wallace with a deal. Throw the fight, take the money, walk away. Butch nods, smiles, agrees, then double crosses him. Instead of losing, Butch knocks his opponent dead in the ring, literally. He takes his winnings and runs. The betrayal doesn't go unnoticed. Marcellus puts the word out. Butch is a dead man. As Butch hides in a cheap motel with his girlfriend Fabienne, things seem calm for a moment. Fabienne is sweet, soft-spoken, and oblivious to the chaos surrounding them. But when Butch wakes up the next morning, he realizes something's missing. His father's gold watch. It's not just jewelry, it's a legacy, passed down through war and survival, a symbol of pride, and Fabienne forgot it at their apartment. Butch is furious, but he can't leave it behind. He risks everything to go back. Sneaking through the city, he returns to his old apartment with a gun in hand and adrenaline in his veins. The place is silent, no sign of trouble, until he finds a silenced Mac 10 on the kitchen counter and hears the toilet flush. Vincent Vega walks out of the bathroom, surprised. Butch doesn't hesitate. One shot. Vincent's dead. It should be over. But as Butch drives away, thinking he's finally safe, he spots Marcellus crossing the street. By chance. Fate. Bad luck. They lock eyes. Butch runs him over, then crashes. Then it gets worse. They fight in the street, brawling into a pawn shop where things take a turn no one sees coming. The shop owner pulls a shotgun, knocks them out, and chains them up in the basement. Enter Zed, a twisted security guard with dark intentions. Now enemies. Butch and Marcellus are prisoners together. Zed assaults Marcellus while Butch escapes, but he can't leave. He goes back. Grabs a samurai sword, kills the captors, saves Marcellus. Grateful but humiliated, Marcellus tells Butch to disappear, forever. No one speaks of what happened. The score is settled. Butch takes Fabienne, gets on his chopper, correction, Zed's chopper, and rides into the unknown. Not a hero, not a criminal, just a man who kept his honor. It's early morning in Los Angeles. Jules and Vincent, fresh from a messy execution, are driving a nervous survivor, Marvin, in the back seat. The sun's rising. They're joking, debating fate and foot massages. Then, bang. Vincent, accidentally, shoots Marvin in the face. Blood sprays everywhere. Brains on the windows. Silence follows. Then chaos. The car is a disaster, and they're in the middle of a quiet suburb. They panic. They drive to Jimmy's house, a friend of Jules. He's not happy to see them, especially not with blood-covered seats and a corpse in the back. There's one big problem. Bonnie, Jimmy's wife, is coming home soon. If she finds a dead body in her garage, everyone's screwed. Jimmy is nervous, angry, demanding. Vincent's sarcastic. Jules is trying to hold it together. But time is running out, so Jules makes the call. I need help. Enter Winston Wolfe, sharp tuxedo. Calm voice. Precise words. The wolf doesn't waste time. He solves problems. No panic, no judgment. Just results. He shows up, clipboard in hand, and takes charge. He speaks fast. He gives instructions. He tells Vincent and Jules exactly what to do. Clean the car, clean themselves, strip off the blood-covered clothes. They wash with garden hoses, get wrapped in quilts, and prep the car for disposal. No one argues, because when the wolf talks, you listen. The cleanup is a race against the clock. Every second matters. One mistake, and they're not gangsters anymore. They're dead men with no way out. The plan works. The car is cleaned. The body is hidden in the trunk. The mess is handled. They drive to a junkyard, where the evidence disappears forever. Crisis averted. Winston Wolfe leaves as cool as he arrived. It's been a pleasure working with you, gentlemen. Vincent and Jules breathe again. They've survived. Gunfire, divine miracles, and accidental murder, all before breakfast. But something has changed. Jules feels it. The miracle earlier in the day wasn't just luck. He's starting to believe, and believe in change. Vincent laughs it off. But Jules, he's serious, he's done. We're back where it all began. A diner. Early morning. Coffee steaming. Syrup pouring. Conversations blending into background noise. Honey Bunny and Pumpkin sit at their table, making a decision that will change everything. They're going to rob the place. But what they don't know is that Jules and Vincent are seated just a few tables away, tired, bloodied, wearing borrowed shorts and t-shirts from Jimmy's house, eating breakfast after the longest morning of their lives. When the couple pulls their guns and announces the robbery, chaos breaks loose. Customers scream, waitresses duck. Pumpkin leaps over the counter, collecting wallets. Honey Bunny yells threats. Jules, calm but alert, watches it unfold. He's not afraid. He's ready. As Pumpkin approaches their table, Vincent is in the bathroom. Jules stays still, letting the moment breathe. He waits until Pumpkin's guard drops, then draws his gun and takes control. In an instant, the hunter becomes the hunted. Jules tells Pumpkin to sit down. He tells Honey Bunny to calm down. His voice is steady, commanding, but not cruel. He's not trying to kill them. He's trying to save them. He could have ended it right there. But something in him has changed. Earlier that morning, when bullets missed him at point-blank range, Jules felt something stir in his soul. Not luck, not coincidence, a miracle. And now, this moment feels like another test. He recites Ezekiel 25:17, his old execution monologue. But this time, not as a performance. He reflects on the words, on what they really mean. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd. He lets Pumpkin and Honey Bunny go, handing them a stack of money and a second chance. They leave alive, shaken, changed. Vincent comes back from the bathroom, confused. Jules finishes his breakfast, tips the waitress, and walks away from the only life he's ever known. A life of guns, blood, and money. He's not running. He's choosing, and in the twisted, overlapping timelines of Pulp Fiction, this quiet, powerful moment is not the end, it's a beginning. Before the double cross, before the fight, before the escape, there was a watch, a simple gold watch, but not just any timepiece. For Butch Coolidge, it is everything: family, memory, duty. As a young boy, Butch sits on the couch, wide-eyed, while a sharply dressed stranger enters his home. That man is Captain Coons, a war veteran and former comrade of Butch's father. Captain Coons has come to deliver something sacred. He tells Butch a story. Years ago, during the Vietnam War, Butch's father, also a soldier, carried the gold watch every day. Before him, it belonged to Butch's grandfather, who wore it through World War II. A legacy of survival, a symbol passed from father to son. But when Butch's father was captured and taken to a POW camp, he feared the watch would be lost. Determined to preserve it, he hid the watch in the most unthinkable place, inside his body, for 5 long years. When he died, he passed the secret to Captain Coons, who did the same, smuggling the watch home, hidden in the same way. Why? Because it had to make it to Butch. It was more than gold. It was a promise. Now, years later, that watch is what sends Butch back into enemy territory. After double-crossing Marcellus Wallace and escaping with his life, Butch realizes his girlfriend, Fabienne, forgot to pack the watch. It's not just frustration, it's panic. That watch is not just an object, it's a piece of him, a legacy of pain and survival that can't be replaced. So, Butch goes back, risking everything to recover a piece of the past. What follows is blood, violence, and redemption. But it all starts here, with a gold watch and a story of men who carried it through fire, death, and shame, just so he could wear it. Because in Pulp Fiction, objects carry weight, time loops, and meaning hides in the most unexpected places. Time in Pulp Fiction doesn't move forward, It moves in loops, in flashes, in the rhythm of fate and accidents. And as the film draws to a close, or perhaps to its beginning, we return to that diner, to the moment where Honey Bunny and Pumpkin attempt their big score. But this time, we understand more. We've seen Jules survive a miracle. We've seen Vincent rise, fall, and rise again. We've seen lives cross and stories collide. And now, we see how the threads all tie together. Jules is no longer just a hitman. He's a man on the edge of change. His brush with death, his conversation with Vincent, and his reflection on scripture have awakened something in him. He doesn't want to be the tyranny of evil men anymore. He wants to be the shepherd. So when Pumpkin pulls a gun and demands his wallet, Jules doesn't shoot. He doesn't shout. He speaks, calm, measured, powerful. He gives up the wallet, but not his dignity. He gives them money, not out of fear, but mercy. He lets them walk away. And in that choice, Jules sets himself free. Meanwhile, Vincent, always a step behind, can't understand. He's still stuck in the game, still playing by the old rules. That contrast between them is quiet, but telling. They leave the diner with their stolen briefcase, its contents still a mystery. Glowing, mythic, unimportant yet unforgettable. We'll never know what's inside, because the point isn't what it is. The point is what it means. Each story in Pulp Fiction, Butcher's Watch, Mia's overdose, Marvin's accident, the hit gone wrong, builds a world of broken people trying to make sense of violence, loyalty, redemption, and chance. Some find peace, some don't. But every choice echoes, and in the end, there are no clean heroes or villains. Just people in motion, caught in a cycle of chaos, coolness, and consequence. Jules and Vincent walk off into the morning light. Butch rides off with Fabienne into the unknown. Mia dances, Marcellus rules, and the watch ticks on. In a world of pulp and pain, style is survival, and stories never really end. They just reload.